What's going on, guys? Today I'm going to show you a little bit of how I'm managing some heat down here. So I still have, my 5600 XT rig pulled out down here. I do need to swap this motherboard, but I'm not doing that just yet until it cools off a little bit, because I do not have this card running currently. That's why you see this hanging off the edge. It's actually disconnected from the power supply, but I will get that up and running. But my two rigs down here, my P104s and my 3000 series rig, is up and running. This rig is still running, and as you can see, I still have my P106s up there still running. And I have my test bench, my old test bench here running that has 5 GPUs, and then my 580 rig on the floor here running. This is going to get moved, but I have a fan here blowing air across it, and then I have box fans here. I have another fan here. I have a fan in the window up there trying to get heat out, and then I have my exhaust here. This is piped up underneath there so that when I blow the air off into the corner, it will kind of suck it out, and you can feel it sucking air out there. And then I have this above this rig, so when this fan over here blows air, it's kind of pointing it towards my window to try and get some heat out. It'll hopefully blow some air into here. You can feel it into there and out. You can see them shaking a little bit, and you can feel air getting pumped through it when you feel it. So that's some of the things I'm doing to control some heat. This did get up to this did break 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Today it looks like the high of 93 and a low of 91, so it's at its lowest. But it's a lot of air being pumped around here. So the latest thing I bought, I'm gonna try and get this into is, and this isn't new, but a VivoSun. I'll put a link to this and show a picture of it. It is a grow tent that I'm gonna try and build and get. I want to try and get 3 rigs into it. So this one, hopefully, I still have my 5700 XT rig, which is up in my office, and my 2x3060 rig, which is in my office in an air-conditioned room, just to try and keep heat down. But I'm going to try and get this rig. Hopefully, this rig, I might, since these 2 frames will stack, I'm going to get the parts out and try and stack them. I'll just have to lower the fans down a little bit, but I'll leave them on it and probably stack them and get them in the grow tent, along with hopefully this rig, and then maybe a box fan or 2. I really have to see how much space I have in it. I did have the measurements when I bought it, and I know I can get at least 2 rigs in it. I may have to build some custom shelving for it, but nothing that I'm a stranger to. And then this rig, I have a couple GPUs I want to get onto it, but for now I don't, because I want to keep the heat down. So I do have a few in the works that are actually here, but right now I just have the 2070 Super, the two 2080s on it for now. But I have, if you read in the back there, 6 amps, and that's just pretty much my network switch and a bunch of fans running on it. So that's a 120 volt, so you're looking at about 500-ish watts, maybe 550 watts, just running in almost fans alone, plus my lighting, a little bit of lighting now that's down here. The area is still a little messy, and I will get it cleaned up. I got risers sitting on boxes and stuff that are just, a lot of them are trash. A lot of them came off of this rig when I was redoing it, so I did swap out all them risers that are on here. So they're all working risers, but they're all PCI powered now instead of SATA. They were SATA before, and I wanted to get away from that. So I do still use a few SATAs, but not as many as I used to. Then this rig, I'm hoping to get a couple 2060s on. And then this rig, I'll probably just leave it here for now. It does put off some heat, but these cards seem to run fairly cool, so I'm gonna leave that. And then we have this rig, and since I got the power down on it, it does run fairly cool. But if I can get it into a grow tent to try and control the heat. One also issue I run into is with all this stuff being where it's at in my basement, the heat does just rise up into my first floor, which is where I do most of my common areas and living at. so my air conditioner has to work harder just to cool the area to keep it comfortable. So hopefully we can get this situated and get 3. I'm hoping for 3 rigs into this. And once I get this tent built, I'll make a video updating it. And now this is going to move, and this is where I'm going to put it. So my PD will probably sit behind. I might just prop it up right there for now to get a rig or 2 in there. It's probably going to, I measured it out before, but it's going to be a little wider than this Red Devil rig. And then it's going to sit pretty tall, so I'm going to have some shelves going up, and hopefully I can get a couple box fans, maybe 2 box fans, and it just blowing air to circulate it. And then these are going to change. I'm going to take both of these, I think, hopefully, and run them to the grow tent to pull the air out. This little like crappy setup I have up there is going to go away, and I'll probably just put another fan in that window and hopefully exhaust some heat out. I know the heat wave for the most part is over, and this should drop in temp and stay fairly cool, but I want to get it under control because next year I'm going to be in the same situation if I don't figure it out this year, and I'll probably have even more rigs. So my thought is if this tent works, then I'll get a second one and move this shelf, possibly move this down a little bit and get rid of this shelf, and then put my PDU, either mount them to the wall at that point or figure something else out. And I can always put my network switches up in a window ledge if needed, or hang a shelf. I know it's concrete wall, but I can get Tapcons and hang it. But you know, that's what I'm doing to try and control some of this heat. I didn't have to shut any rigs down, so all these rigs stayed running during the heat wave. This one being pulled out probably helped it a little bit, so it wasn't crammed in that shelf, you know, collecting heat, everything, and just sitting in its own heat. This fan kind of crappy. It doesn't really blow too hard, so I'm probably going to replace this one with another one of the other ones that I have to tilt down and help my P104s out. But eventually, if I get another grow tent, the P104s will go into that. But I don't mind having 1 or 2 rigs sitting out because it is a fairly large basement, and if I have enough heat controlled, 1 or 2 sitting out, it's not going to be a big deal. But I would like to control the heat and get it just, I'll probably just pipe the exhaust vents just in front of this fan and just kind of like tuck them back in there, so that when it blows the heat out, it just blows it right out the window there. Or maybe get some sheet metal and make my own little window thing to mount in there with hats in it to duct it out. I don't know yet. Once I get it all figured out, get it together, I'll definitely post a video about it. But in the meantime, I'll just be cleaning this up, getting these boxes somewhere. I'm running out of space. Even my spare part shelf over here is just filled up. I got boxes I need to get rid of. I got boxes of, you know, risers down here, just, or these are cables, these are risers that I'm probably not going to really use. More boxes that I might move these just to try and help vent to this fan, and if I put one there to try and vent it, I might hang a fan from the ceiling to try and push air towards those vents to get it out of the basement. They are chalice style windows that, you know, so rain won't get in, so it's already set up for that. But just wanted to give you guys an update on how I'm managing the heat. I'd like to see what you guys are doing. You know, if anyone's using a grow tent like this, and like I said, once I get it set up, I'll show you guys, or if you guys are just using the exhaust vents. But thanks for checking this video out. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned for more.